It doesn't take long for newcomers to Cardano to realize the extremely robust nature of the Cardano community. What they probably don't realize is that how this community was built is one of Cardano's most potent secret weapons. Ready? Let's go. We spend a lot of time talking about technology and crypto philosophy and the regulatory landscape and other things having to do with the actual Cardano platform. All those things are really important. What we don't talk about very much is how Cardano actually managed to build the greatest community pound for pound in all of crypto. Let's not bury the lead here. I present to you 3 years, 7 months, and 336 heartfelt, sincere, sometimes funny, sometimes joyous, sometimes gut wrenching, but always authentic and honest videos. All but 6 of those videos were made on or after January 10th, 2018. On that day, Charles hit the record button and started a video with, "Hi everybody, this is Charles Hoskinson, broadcasting live from Zurich, Switzerland." He lets us know he just got off a plane and this was going to be his first attempt at a video like this. But he said he would give it a shot because in the Cardano ecosystem, we always like to try out new things, and he wanted to give the community an update on where they were going, and what they were thinking about. At this point, the dataless wallet had been out in the wild less than 4 months, and Charles proceeds to lean in and spend the next 24 minutes going through in minute detail exactly what was going on. He tells us exactly why they don't yet have ledger integration. At this time, we didn't fully realize how long ledger integration would take, but the important thing is we have it now. At this time, we didn't know. He also explains that the team is very aware of all the bugs in Daedalus, and he says not only do they have a team that has grown to 25 people at this point. There are 25 people working on it. Not only do they have the 25 people, they even have project managers. This gives you an idea of how small Cardano still was at this time. This was January 10th, 2018, not that long ago. But when Charles made this video, when he decided to press record and actually lean into the full radical transparency thing, tell you exactly how he's feeling. He's talking about the bugs in Daedalus and apologizing for the fact that he knows it made people sad. And when he says it, you can tell he is actually sad that people are sad that Daedalus has bugs in it. You would think when you're building something as cutting edge as what is going to turn out to be the greatest of the third generation of blockchains, which itself is a cutting edge technology. Just a blockchain at this point in time is cutting edge. He's already building out the third gen. You would think that he would cut himself some leeway. He would say to himself, "Hey, we're building something cutting edge here, and there are going to be problems. There are going to be bugs. There are going to be things that are going to be broken. We're going to fix along the way. I shouldn't feel bad about this." That's the way a lot of blockchain project founders would approach this. Not this guy. This guy just seems to genuinely feel very, very bad that there are bugs in Daedalus. And he was getting a lot of heat. I think I bought my first Cardano within just 2 months, a little more than 2 months from the day he made this video. And I definitely watched this video. I think probably pretty close to when it came out. I might have watched it the day it came out, or within a couple of days. But I definitely watched this video, and I was already buying Cardano within a couple of months of this. But you could tell when this video came out, this dude felt bad about the bugs in Daedalus. Whether he knew it or not, hitting the record button on January 10th, 2018, and recording this video this way was a pivotal moment for Cardano, and it was going to leave an indelible mark on the relationship between the project insiders and the Cardano community. That relationship would become so healthy and beneficial that people years later wouldn't even really talk about Cardano insiders or Cardano project insiders or the builders. They would just talk about the Cardano community, and they would literally mean everybody involved in Cardano, because they didn't feel any kind of a dividing line. There was no wall between the insiders and the community. And it was all because of the way this video started out. Charles could have easily put out a written statement explaining that the team was working on the bugs. This is what a lot of crypto project founders would have done. They would have put something out on the project subreddit or wherever, or maybe just a little release on the website or a little Medium article explaining that they were working on the bugs, they'd be fixed, and they just needed a little bit of patience. This is typically what crypto founders do. Why? Because they don't want to have to confront the community in a way where their actual feelings are front and center like this. They don't want the community to see, maybe they don't sincerely feel sorry. Maybe they feel like I described, like they feel like they should have been given more leeway. The community shouldn't really be mad. They don't want the community to see that. So maybe they don't want to be on video. Or maybe they're really mad and frustrated and they don't actually know how to solve the problem. These are all reasons why the head of a crypto project wouldn't want to go on video and just honestly let everybody see exactly how they're reacting to whatever the negative situation is. I mean, in a lot of projects, best case scenario, you might have, the founders making one of the tech people go and do some kind of a Q&A session, in writing, probably explaining to the community what's going on. But most likely, you're just going to get some kind of a written, canned document, very short, explaining, especially, explaining what's going on anytime you have any kind of negative development like this. I mean, I think we've seen this very recently with a lot of the Ethereum DeFi projects. I mean, those guys were losing like hundreds of millions of dollars, and you don't see the founders of those projects going on any videos and explaining how they lost hundreds of millions of dollars. They just put out a little statement like, "Dear hacker, blah, 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 give us back our money." That's all you see. Not Charles. On this day, he hit the record button and took extreme ownership of these Daedalus bug problems. And I'm not trying to make light of these problems, because I remember how much they were plaguing users and how many people were complaining, especially on Reddit back in those days when all this was going on. So I'm not making light of those problems. I know it was a problem. Those were real problems. But Charles took full accountability for everything that was going on in the project on this day. And it wasn't just on this one day in Zurich. Over the next 3 years and 7 months, Charles would give us another 300 videos. He gave us surprise AMAs. He gave us announcements, brief statements. He told us about Babylonian captivity of Cardano. He gave us some thoughts, even some good news. He told us about Lamborghini tractors and Cadillacs and light things that go in your nose and fasting and steaks and whiskey and mini donkeys and bison, Mongol herders and meeting heads of state. But most of all, he always told us what was going on in Cardano. We didn't have to scramble to go to Reddit or go to the IOHK website or the Cardano Foundation website to find some press release to try to figure out what was going on in the ecosystem. There was always a video from Charles, and you could tell immediately by how he was broadcasting live if he was happy or sad or frustrated or angry. And he would go through the entire range of emotions, sometimes in a single video, but at least you always knew exactly how things were going from his perspective. These videos weren't aimed at chicanery or manipulation. It was just a guy hitting the record button and telling you about what he already knew would end up being his life's work. And what was built through all these videos was trust. The community knew he was going to give it to them straight. He was going to tell them exactly how things were going, no matter how frustrating or painful or happiness inducing the current situation was. He was always going to be honest, lean into the truth, and tell the community exactly what was going on, even if they were months and months and months behind schedule. When things weren't so good and the value of the project and the coin weren't so high. This was important because eventually we got to a time when we were past Shelley. Smart contracts were just right there, so close we could almost touch them. NFTs were already transacting on the blockchain, and there were way more than 25 people working on the team. All of a sudden, we had these beautiful, polished, well orchestrated Cardano 360 episodes with Tim Harrison and the rest of the team. These monthly updates would no longer always be about sincere apologies and explanations of bugs and delays. They'd be more like celebrations. But because of what we went through, they were like celebrations with old friends you already trust. I mean, look at these guys. They look like they're in the movie The Kingsman. I feel like we could send them out to beat up bad guys with high-tech umbrellas or something. It all started with this video on January 10th, 2018, broadcasting live from Zurich, and some sincere apologies. It's often said that the public won't even realize what great musicians have done until long after they're gone from the charts. And I think it's the same with IOHK and Charles and everybody working on this project. The crypto space isn't even going to realize what they've done until it's all over. Talk to you tomorrow.